Good evening, good evening, good evening. From the Channel 9 studio, this is Sport Chat with Mr. 33. I am he, Mr. 33. And a lot of things has happened tonight from the NBA to the college basketball scene. But of course, we're going to start in the world of the NBA as they are heading towards 3 weeks remaining in the regular season. So we'll start with the scores, stats from uh, from tonight. We're going to start off with, as every game is final, and it was very few games. We'll start off in Denver, where the Nuggets uh, had a 128 to 112 win against the Portland Trailblazers. Uh, let's see who did what in this game. We see Jamal Murray had 22 points, lead the Nuggets. Jokic had 14 and 11 with his points. But let's start on the visitor side. We see Danny Avija had 23. Klingon had 18, had a good game. I actually watched this game. Uh, Avija 23 and 14. Klingon had 18 and 13. Drew Holiday had an off night. Robert Williams III came off the bench. Him and Scoot Henderson to lead the bench charge with 16 for Robert Williams, 13 for Scoot Henderson, even though he struggled shooting. All in all, for the Nuggets, we got Nikola Jokic with 22, 14, and 11. No, wait, 22, 14, and 14, excuse me. So that means he has another triple double. This man is playing outstanding basketball. He was tied with Jamal Murray with 22. All the starting five for the Nuggets had double digits in scoring. Peyton Watson added 14 from the bench, and Bruce Brown 13. So with this win, the I almost said the Broncos. The Nuggets go to 44 and 28, and Portland goes to 35 and 37 with the loss. People in the chat, how y'all doing? Welcome in the sports chat, Mr. 33. I am he, Mr. 33. I can't see the chat. I'm over here giving y'all scores and highlights. So we're gonna go to let's go to Sacramento. Sacramento hosted the Brooklyn Nets. The Kings get a 126-122 win. Uh, we see Sarah for the Nets had 22, and Malik Monk led the Kings with 32. So uh, Sarah came off the bench and became the leading scorer with 22. He had Malachi Smith with 18, uh, and Tyson Etienne with 14 coming from the bench. The starters, we had Nolan Traorj with 17, Zaire Williams, not Zaire Williams from the Zion Williams for the Williamson for the Pelicans, but this is a guy from the Nets with 18. So it wasn't it wasn't that much going on for Brooklyn, of course. So the Kings, they had 32 from Malik Monk. They had 22 from Maxime Renard. Precious Achua added 14. Devin Carter came off the bench with Malik Monk with 16. So just about half of their points came from the bench. Uh, with this win, the Kings go to 19 and 53. With the loss, Brooklyn goes to 17 and 54. You know, it's an NBA score. They still play in the league. Not trying to be disrespectful because they're not in the playoff hunt. In New York, the Knicks handled the Wizards 145 to 113. Uh, Waiting for this thing to load up. Got to do better with this myself. We got Jaden Hardy with 25 to lead the Wizards. Tristan Vucevic had 13. Bill Colabelli had 13. Will Riley had 11. And Bub Carrington 14. Anthony Gill helped off the bench with 18. For the Knicks, you got Karl Anthony Towns with 26 points, 16 rebounds. Brunson had 23 and 4 assists. Everybody had double digits as far as the starters for the Knicks, except for OG Anunoby, who only had 9. Diawara had 12 coming off the bench, with Mitchell Robinson with 10. Tyler Kolek with 11. A well-balanced game for the Knicks, who with this win goes up to 47-25, and the Wizards with the loss drop down to 16-55. In Boston, the Boston Celtics hosted the Minnesota T-Wolves. The T-Wolves with a 102-92 win. Bones Highland led the T-Wolves with 23. Jaylen Brown had 29. So let's check this out real quick. Well, Bones Highland came off the bench with 23. For the starters, we had Jay McDaniel with 19. Julius Randle only had 9 points, had an off night shooting. DiVincenzo had an off night shooting 3 for 9. Ayo Dosunmu had 17 points to help with Jay McDaniel 17. Julius Randle did have 9 rebounds, 4 assists to lead the T-Wolves. For Boston, Jaylen Brown had 29, but he shot 9 of 26 from the field. 7 rebounds. Tatum had 16 and 11. Derek White had an off night too, 6 of 15 for 15 points. Peyton Pritchard led the bench squad with 10. So with this win, the Timberwolves go to 44-28. And the Celtics with the loss goes to 47-24. And I think we have one more game. Let's see. Yes, we do. We got in Phoenix, the Suns host the Raptors. The Suns get a 120-98 victory. Scotty Barnes led the Raptors with 17. Quickly had 11. RJ Barrett had 13. Do we have any help from the bench? We got Jacoby Walker with 13 and Grady Dick with 10 points coming off the bench. Not too much rebounding. Scotty Barnes led the team with 5. Devin Booker led the Suns with 25 points. He had some help today. Jalen Green had 20 points, shooting 8 of 15. Jordan Goodwin had 7 rebounds with his 14 points. Colin Gillespie had 16. Ryan Dunn and Fleming had 12 and 11 respectfully to lead the Suns bench. And with this win, the Suns go to 40-32. And the Raptors drop to 39-31. Let's check out the standings headed into 3 weeks of the playoffs. Detroit still with a healthy 4.5 game lead over Boston. The Knicks are right behind Boston with by half a game with at 47-25. Then you got Cleveland, Toronto, and Atlanta. Now last week Atlanta was at 9. I don't know if y'all remember the Hawks was at 9, but that winning 12 of the last 13 has gotten them all the way up to the 60s. So they wouldn't even be in the play-in right if the season ended today. But look how crowded it is. You got the Hawks with 39-32, the Sixers with 39-32, Magic with 38-32, which is a half game behind them, and Miami is 38-33, and they're a full game out from the 6 seed. So all of these seeds from 6 to 10 is separated by literally 2 games. Uh, like I told y'all last week, the Bucks, we could say they're about out of it. Uh, Chicago's about out of it. The Nets, the Wizards, and the Pacers are officially eliminated. But by the end, I don't know how they still here, but the Bucks and Bulls, they might as well say they out. Because if you look, you see some of these teams are at 71 games, 72 games. Respectfully, it's only 11 games left in the season. So, you know, that's why I said, I tell you guys constantly, every week that we do this, we're going to see a shift, a change, or something. Now, next week, we might see the Heat being 6 and the Hawks be at 7 and the Magic being 9. We don't know, but that's why they play the games. But as long as we're here to update you of what's going on, you can understand what's going on. You know what I mean? In the Western Conference, we see the Thunder have clinched the division. I mean, clinched the playoff spot. The Spurs have clinched the playoff spot. The Lakers are slowly separating themselves from the rest of the pack at 46-25, followed by the Rockets, followed by the Nuggets and the Timberwolves. Here we go again. Now we see the Rockets, Timberwolves, and Nuggets are literally they have the same they have the same amount of games back. Just the percentage points is in the way. Now we got the Suns, who is at 40 wins. The Clippers at 35 wins. The Portland is a half a game behind them, and the Golden State is 33-38. Now the Pelicans, they may not be out, but they are out. The Grizzlies aren't out, but they're out, and the Mavs are out, but the Jazz and the Kings are officially eliminated from the Western Conference. So those teams, those situations, 17-9, and quickly drop to 3 viewers. Hey, it happens like that, Commander. What up, 9? It be like that. You know, people pop in, pop out. You know, it's on the vertical aspect. So, you know, it be like that. So, you know, but we accept anybody that comes in. Welcome in once again. For those of you that are just coming through, this is Sports Chat with Mr. 33. I am he, Mr. 33. And right now we were just going over the NBA standings and scores that happened today. Now, we're going to quickly dip over to the NCAA, the men's bracket. Now, the men's bracket is as such. I believe Alabama is still playing. I believe they still playing. I don't think that game went final yet. But the bracket sits as such because we are heading towards the Sweet 16. Now today we saw a number 1 seed go down as Florida was shocked by Iowa in the final seconds to go for Iowa to advance to the Sweet 16 over the defending national champions. So that's a 1 seed that's out. You saw Vanderbilt lose on a last second shot. Well, they lost because the last second shot missed. It almost went in, but Nebraska drove and scored with about a couple seconds left. We saw Duke handle business against TCU. St. John's with a last second layup advances over Kansas. So that's part of that Sweet 16. We see Michigan Uh, we see Michigan State handle business, and we saw UConn handle business. And on the other side, we saw Houston take care of Texas A&M, and Illinois handle VCU. So as you see, some of these numbers are we see the 2, 3, the 3 seeds, but we know somewhere up here there's an upset that happened. Uh, where's Texas? You got to go for it. I don't know. I thought Texas was up here somewhere. I don't remember Texas losing, but okay. So now we're in the Sweet 16 with Iowa playing Nebraska, Houston playing Illinois, UConn playing Michigan, uh, St. John's playing Duke. So that's your Sweet 16. Those games will be the 28th is what, next Saturday? Yeah, that's next Saturday. Uh, no, the 27th is Friday. So you got Thursday and Friday. Saturday and Sunday will be the Elite Eight. So we'll see then who's going to make it to the Elite Eight, the next round. By the end of Sunday, we'll know who's at the Final Four. That's the best way to put it. Uh, on the women's front, they're down to their 32. We got well, they're going towards the 16th. We see North Carolina won. Uh, UConn and Syracuse play tomorrow. You see Notre Dame and Ohio State plays tomorrow. Vanderbilt women and Illinois women play tomorrow. Uh, Duke and LSU, they'll play on Friday as they start to build their Sweet 16. Minnesota won yesterday. They defeated Ole Miss. We're waiting for UCLA and Oklahoma State. So those brands, those guys are filling out. Okay, I don't know. I am. I thought I was. I don't know. I must could do both on this one because I think I'm on horizontal. Realist, what's going on with you? Uh, Hanson, welcome in. Uh, I don't. I don't know, Commander. That's a great question. Uh, I'm on vertical because I don't. Hanson, welcome in. I don't think he subscribed. So now I might be on. I don't know, but so those were the situations as far as the scores and the stats and the brackets. Uh, Let me quickly update what's going on for tomorrow's WWE. We got 4 matches already established for Monday Night Raw. We have uh, we have the Usos going up against the Vision in a non-title match. We have Bailey and Lyra Valkyria versus the Kabuki Warriors in a tag match. We got Grayson Waller versus Javon Evans. And then we got Penta versus Dirty Dom for the Intercontinental Championship. Those are the 4 matches that they have established already. We know Brock Lesnar may pop up because of what happened last week to by the hands of Overfemi. Becky Lynch is scheduled to appear. I don't. Uh, we know Punk and Roman will be in the building as we start to grind towards WrestleMania, which is about 3 weeks away as well. So everything is heading towards the finish line as far as the WWE. The finish line in this case will be WrestleMania. Uh, oh, I think I lost my connection to the WNBA. the NCAA women's bracket. But all of those things coming into the place to be as far as like I said, the schedule. We'll probably see some more matches. Uh, we'll see some more matches on Raw, but we'll probably start to fill out the WrestleMania card itself. Like I said, Friday, they can't just have five matches for a 2 night event. That's no way in the world that's gonna happen. I suspect that they're gonna have some tag titles going on. Uh, so we might, like I said, we will see the women's tag team titles. The uh, oh my God, the Irresistible Forces, which is Nia Jax and Last Legend, may have a WrestleMania spot. The Usos may have a WrestleMania spot as far as putting their belts up, even though they're fighting tomorrow at a non title match against Division. Maybe that'll be the match for WrestleMania. One note, who knows? We'll probably see Danhausen running around cursing everybody. Uh, I know we're all excited to see what happens with Roman and Punk after Punk punched Roman in the face last week because he called him old. So there's a lot going on. And me, I'm kind of excited because I get to see Javon Evans. I ain't see Javon Evans in a couple of weeks. That high flying young kid that he puts on the show. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely excited behind that. I'm interested to see if Brock is going to talk or is Paul Heyman going to do all the talking for him as far as what happened last week at the hands of Obafemi. So the anticipation is here. We'll get to see all of that tomorrow night tonight at Raw. We'll be back on. We'll have that conversation, that recap as well. But it's for me it's a lot going on. I just wanted to you know keep you guys abreast of what's going on in the world of sports as far as the brackets, as far as the NBA and the standings. Uh, like I said, we're pushing towards the playoffs. We're literally 3 weeks away. You see, in races tighten up as far as the seedings and with I don't really talk about the. I wish they still would get rid of that damn dance. It's They don't call it a dance, really. They call it a march. I mean, I this WWE thing, with the semantics and stuff like that, it is kind of crazy, right? Just like we see we see Jade Cargill making people join a squad. You know what I mean? I guess you can't beat them, join them. That's why I don't think they have a name. I don't know if they're the baddies. I don't know what their name is going to be. Latch Dodger, what's going on? New York is so bad. The Lakers are listen. The Lakers are playing outstanding basketball, right? You see, the Lakers won. I think they won 6 in a row. They are distancing themselves from that little 4, 5, 6 bracket to where they don't have to worry about, you know, not hosting a first round game. I mean, a first round match. You know what I mean? 9. Okay, it's 9. Luka's playing outstanding basketball. Uh, LeBron is contributing. It may not be the way that most people want LeBron to contribute, but we have to understand they are trying to proceed and limit LeBron's workload as they get to the playoff. AR-15 or Austin Reeves, rather, he's playing some solid basketball. Uh, their defense is picked up. So yeah, they're playing some outstanding basketball. They went and swept the Rockets in their home to home series. Luka put up 60 points last week. Was that against Miami? I think it was against Miami. I can't remember who it was, but he did drop 60. No, it was Miami because I think it was 134 to 128. So he dropped 60. Who would you want to be your first round team to play against in the East? I don't really have a preference. I mean, as you can see, I am a Knicks fan. I don't really have a preference. I think the lower seeds are not as competitive as their record shows, right? Like we see Atlanta's playing great basketball. They went from 9-6. We saw Philly. Philly is not playing well at all. They don't have Maxey. They don't have Paul George, who's still suspended for 20. Well, his game should be almost over. His suspension should be almost over. And Joel Embiid. So we don't know who 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 they are. Now, it's easy for me to say I would take the Sixers because nobody's playing, right? And that's what most people will want. They will want an easy round to sit back and, gain a victory and go to the next round. But Boston's not a slouch. And even though they have a half a game lead over the Knicks for the 2 seed, it could reverse. You know what I mean? So it's a lot. I mean, Charlotte is playing good basketball. I'm really interested to see the play-in scenario, right? Because Charlotte is playing good basketball. Uh, who else is down there? The Hawks is down there. No, the Hawks ain't down there. The Sixers are down there. The Heat is down there. And Orlando is iffy because they're not consistent enough to put a good round in. But they would have a chance to win 2 games. I think if I'm not mistaken, they are the ninth seed. They would be the ninth seed. No, Orlando's the eighth seed. So they just have to win one time. So Philly would be in jeopardy if the playoffs started now, because if they lose twice, they're out. And whoever wins from that playing tournament, the 9-10 seed could easily be an 8 seed. So it's kind of hard to say who's what. And plus, the best thing that any team could do is gain the momentum heading into a play-in or a playoff. So the Knicks are playing good right now. I can say that. But if you follow basketball, any given second, the tide can change. You know what I mean? Like, okay, like the Hawks are playing good. The Hawks could possibly run into the Knicks. They could possibly beat the Knicks if the trend still goes. It all depends about momentum in the NBA and who got it and who doesn't. Like if Philly gets Paul George back and Maxey and Embiid, they start to play their last few games, get a little run in the play in, they could make some noise. So it's really hard. But if I had to choose like right now, easily I would say Philly because nobody's playing. Even though VJ Escombe is playing well, he's playing as well as he can. But that's a lot of carrying to do when you're doing it by yourself and you ain't got nobody like Maxey or Paul George or uh, Joel Embiid. Grimes is playing okay, but it's a reason why Grimes ain't he's been floating around for a little while. You know what I mean? So that would be my answer to your question. So I would pick Philly just because Atlanta is up and coming. I don't even have enough information about the Hawks. I just know Jalen Johnson is playing some good basketball. He got a little help with C.J. McCollum. Uh, uh, SGA little cousins on that team, and they're starting to pick up. They're playing well, even though one could say that they played a lot of teams that wasn't above 500 as they gained their 12 game or their 11 game winning streak. So it's about momentum, but it's what you do with the momentum. Now, if you play 500 teams, you start beating them, like the Lakers. The Lakers played a couple of teams that they had to beat. They beat the Nuggets to separate themselves from the Nuggets. They got the tiebreaker with the Nuggets. They got the tiebreaker with the Houston Rockets. So they can sit comfortably in the third seed unless they start to lose games. So they know, all right, all we got to do is we control our own fate. We got this. So we can run this up to where we need it to go and not really worry about it. We just worrying about who we going to play. Are we going to play the T-Wolves? Are we going to play the Nuggets? Are we going to play the Rockets? Right? They gotta figure all that out. I don't see let me see. Hold on real quick. Let me pull up the stats. Let me pull up the standings once again so you can see what I'm talking about for the Lakers, right? We don't see the Suns might can catch the T Wolves, but I don't think nobody underneath is going to jump that amount of games to catch the Suns. So we're not really worried about the 8, 9, 10 guys. You'll be more worried about the Rockets. The Rockets are more worried about the Nuggets and T Wolves. They all have the same percentages as far as the percentages. I ain't up there. My bad. You see everybody's at 12 and a half games back. The Rockets, Nuggets, and T-Wolves. So, but that's about with 10 games. I think everybody got 72 games here except for Houston. I think they only got 70. So they got more games to improve. But everybody else got 10 more games. It's only an 82 game season. So, you know, this is why we got to continuously watch the season, because the rundown shows us that 4, 5, and 6 ain't safe. 8, 9, and 10 ain't safe. The Clippers could be jumped by Portland anytime this week, as they only hold a half game lead over them. And I just don't know what Golden State going to do. I don't even know if Steph Curry going to come back. Now with the T-Wolves, Anthony Edwards is out a couple games with an ankle injury. And for the Pistons, even though they've won their past few games, we have to remember that Cade Cunningham is out with a punctured lung, I believe. They thought it was a back spasm, but it was punctured lungs. So, but even with they games ahead, they have a pretty, like I said, they have a 4.5 game lead, so they're good. The Celtics are worried about the Knicks. I think the Knicks hold the tiebreaker. So, it all depends how that goes down. Like, even I don't I don't even know what the schedule is for tonight, but I don't know if there's going to be that many games, because they got to spread 10 to 12 games within a week. I see the Lakers play tonight. They play Detroit at Detroit. Philly hosts the Thunder. The Spurs are at Miami. The Pacers are in Orlando. Hawks are at the hosting of Memphis. The Rockets are in Chicago. Dallas and Golden State will be the nationally televised game. Well, it's not national if you don't have Peacock. The Jazz are hosting the Raptors. Portland's hosting Brooklyn, and the Clippers are hosting the Bucks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 10 games for the day tomorrow. So it's going to be an action-packed game. I will be back tomorrow to give the actual scores and stuff like that. Um, because tomorrow night is really about the WWE, as it's named Monday Night Raw Review, or Monday Night on Netflix, or Monday Night Netflix, to review that part. But I do talk about other sports as well. We go over those matches, talk about what happened in on that show, and then we go straight into the matches. The WNBA, excuse me. The women's bracket will be completed tomorrow as well, with the Sweet Six to finish out their Sweet 16. We'll talk about that. I'll repost the bracket in its entirety. The men's bracket will not. There will be no college basketball. The tournament, the NCAA tournament, will continue on Thursday, even though they have the NIT. No disrespect to the NIT. I know a lot of people want to hear about, you know, the NCAA tournament, and like I said, today was some great games as far as that tournament goes. Like I said, you had St. John's win on the last second bucket. You had Nebraska win on the last second bucket. They almost lost it because of a last second bucket. It went in and out from 3/4 of court. The upset of the day obviously is going to be Iowa, because they won in the last second over Florida. Uh, to shock the defending champions. Everybody expected Houston to win easily. Illinois, so the Big Ten is being represented really well in this tournament. They got Michigan, they got Michigan State, they got Illinois, and they got Iowa. So, and Nebraska. So those guys are really being represented. The ACC, they're not looking well. They only have Duke. And no, they only have Duke. And the Big East got two teams, St. John's and UConn. So we like I said, we get to see on the 27th as they come back well, the 26th rather, they come back and have those games. It'll be the South and what conference is this? Oh, it'll be the South Conference, and then the East, the East Conference. They'll figure out their Elite Eights. They'll break it down, and then that'll be that. Uh, as far as the uh, the scores and highlights, normally I would have came on 11:30, but situations delayed the start time. I'm on a little bit late, so I appreciate everybody coming through. Latch Dodger, you asked a great question. I appreciate you. Hope to see you some more. Uh, that was a great question though, as far as the NBA. Well, as far as the Knickerbockers, you know, that was is it's always good to have that question and answer segment. Sooner or later we'll if we get large enough, we'll have some people type up or call or join the live or whatever to see we can have a actual conversation as long as it's decent and not you know not crazy or not debatable. You know what I mean? So we're working on that. So with time, all things come together. This year we're gonna have a free fantasy league for the NFL this year. You guys are welcome to join that. Like I said, we'll have more information as the time gets closer. You know, we 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 just want like this channel. We just want people to come together, have a conversation. Uh, have fun with it. Talk sports. If something happens and as far as your life situation, you want to bring it up. We want you to feel comfortable to have that. But we're more than likely going to have the sports conversation, whether it's basketball, which is getting ready to slow down, football, which is getting ready to heat back up after the draft. You know, if y'all want to talk baseball, we can talk baseball. Baseball starts on the 26th. I may pull up a short of me having a tailgate party for myself. Uh, you know, but baseball is coming back. It's getting ready to start, and basketball. When baseball starts, basketball gets ready to wind down. So we're getting ready to do all of these things. And like I said, you guys are all welcome to come and converse and join in and add to the conversations. Ask your questions as I hope I'm saying his name right. Latch Dodger did, and you get the answers from my perspective. If it's right, it's right. If it's wrong, it's wrong. But the conversation's gonna be respectful. It ain't to dog nobody. It ain't to say your team sucks. It ain't to say none of that. You a fan of your team. You have your reasons. I'm a fan of my team. We have our reasons. I have my reasons, right? It doesn't matter as long as we stay respectful and we stick to the truth. As far as this team is playing good, this team is playing bad. Like I said, he brought up a great point. The Lakers is playing outstanding basketball, 9 in a row. You can't refute that. I know people get tired of hearing about the Lakers, but when they have a 9-game winning streak, you gotta talk about them. Just like the Hawks had an 11-game winning streak, we had to talk about that. So but it's all up to you guys. If you guys want to have the conversations, we can have the conversations. We will do those. We will have those things. Um, it's up to y'all. As we grow, the questions grow, and as the questions grow, the conversations will grow, and in this chat, everything will work out for the best. Uh, Super shout out to the sponsors of the night, the 9%, where a better you is a better us, and the realest one in the building, where he always tells you to always act accordingly. So shout out to those sponsors. Shout out to those great people out there, and shout out to everybody that came through tonight. I ain't gonna keep y'all here too much longer. We spoke about the sports. We spoke about the NBA. We spoke about the Sweet 16 for the men. and the women are heading into their field of 32, which ends. I mean, they in their 32, so they're heading to their Sweet 16 tomorrow. They're at 24. They got 8 more games tomorrow. They'll fill their Sweet 16 out tomorrow. Like I said, we'll have that conversation tomorrow too. I truly appreciate everybody coming through. Commander, it's always a pleasure to see you. I like how you was dancing in that video. Wink, wink. Last Dodger, I appreciate you. Like I said, great question. Absolutely, you are always welcome. You can state your opinions, and we can have those conversations. Realest one in the building. I appreciate you, day one. I think we saw Hanson up in here. Appreciate you stopping by. Uh, you know, it's like I said, when it grows, we grow. When it grows, we listen. We all gonna do what we gotta do. We all gonna have a great time having these conversations. But with that being said, uh, we will be back tonight at 11:30 to have the conversation, the recap of Raw, and plus more scores and bracket talk tomorrow. So with that being said, I appreciate everybody coming through tonight from the Channel 9 studio. This is Mr. 33 signing off. I'll see y'all in about 22 hours. See y'all then. I'm out.